Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder. This is the start of my Believathon video vlog. This is day one, June 1st. I missed out on the original Believathon, which was mid-May. So I am running it well, not that I'm running it, I shouldn't say that. My participation in Believathon is going to be June 1st to June 14th, still 2 weeks, the way that the last month's Believathon ran. And I'm doing this late because I had some mental health issues and some physical health issues and things that kind of took me out of the booktube realm for a while, and I totally missed Believathon, and it was on my goals of readathons to participate in for the year. So this is my day one. Believathon is a readathon that is put together and hosted by Gav over at How to Train Your Gavin, and he is absolutely amazing. He is so creative. He really went above and beyond for this readathon. I am going to put the links for all of his Believathon videos down in the description of this video. So Believathon is a middle grade readathon, and Gavin is just so creative. He created a map and everything to go with this. So there is the map. And each place on the map is a different prompt to read. And there are rules associated with this and everything, which Gav explains in the readathon announcement. You start at the Poacher's Pocket Inn. So I'm going to go ahead and read what it says about the Poacher's Pocket Inn and the prompt for that place on the map. So it says, as you enjoy a pint of speckled pig at the Poacher's Pocket Inn, you notice a shift in the atmosphere. The clouds darken outside. You look outside the window to see a dark figure approaching the inn. He spots you through the window and makes haste to the door. The wind howls as he opens the door and marches directly to your table. You lower the pint of speckled pig as he lowers himself into the seat opposite you. He knows your name. Before you have a chance to reply, he begins to recount your incredible adventures the November before. He has heard all about your incredible skills traversing the land of make-believe. Now he needs your help. An evil witch has placed a curse on the bookkeeper stronghold in the far north. Because of this curse, books have become trapped to everyone but you. So people in the land of Make-Believathon are beginning to lose their imaginations. You are the only person with the courage and strength to embark on this quest. If you agree to embark on this quest, you must read the first book in a series. Once read, you may choose your next path. You can only choose a location that is directly above your current location or diagonally next to your current location until you reach the bookkeeper's stronghold. Okay, so for this first prompt, I am reading The Candy Makers by Wendy Mass. And this is a candy making competition. Okay, so there's a thing. It's called the Confectionery Association's annual New Candy Contest. And so there are a total of 32 kids, 32 12-year-olds picked from around the United States. And there's 8 different regions, 4 chosen from each region. And those kids have to come up with a brand new original candy. There's limitations on the kind of ingredients that they can use, what constitutes a candy, and that kind of thing. So in the region where 4 of the kids live, there is a really famous candy maker, and the whole family has been candy makers. The candy maker's son, Logan, he hopes to become a candy maker one day. So the 3 other kids are invited to his dad's candy making factory for a tour and to, I guess, to be able to practice and get some extra instruction on candy making. So far I've met the 4 kids from this area. Their names are Logan Sweet, that's the candy maker's son, Miles O'Leary, Daisy Carpenter, and Philip Ransford III. And so far, Philip Ransford III is a giant douche. He's definitely the kid that's going to be a problem. And then the girl Daisy seems to have, they keep mentioning that her bag is like really heavy and they don't know what's in her bag. Seems very nice, but think there's might be something off about her. And Miles and Logan are getting along so far really well. So that is what I'm focusing on today. I am hoping to get at least a quarter of the way through, if not halfway through today. So yeah. All right. Day 1. Okay, so the Candy Makers. According to Goodreads, I am 26% of the way through. So I did make it a quarter of the way through the book today. Didn't make it any further because I needed to help my daughter with a final project that she has due for school this Wednesday. So far I have gotten to go on a tour of the candy making factory, which was pretty awesome. This first, I made it totally through part 1, which is told from Logan's point of view. And him and the one character, Miles, have become pretty good friends so far in the 2 days that they've known each other. But it seems like Miles definitely has a secret. Based on some of the stuff he says, I'm guessing that he is either sick or maybe he lost a sibling or something like that. But just a guess. I have no idea if I'm correct or not. There's another character, Daisy, who we don't really know as much about right now, but she seems pretty friendly. And then there's this other character, Philip, who, like I said, does not seem like the nicest guy. But Logan's mom always tells him that you just never know what anyone else is going through. So you really can't judge other people. And you need to give everyone a chance. So my guess is that we're going to find out that, you know, there's something going on with Philip, and that's why he acts the way that he does. So, really like it. There are some, I didn't expect it, but there are definitely some Christian undertones in this book. They talk about prayer, about being thankful for everything that you have. I didn't expect it, but I'm happy. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So hopefully tomorrow I can make it another quarter of the way through at least, but yeah, we'll see. So that is all. I will catch up with everybody tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. This is day 2 of my Believathon. I have some extra time this morning because we're waiting for my daughter's teacher to come and say goodbye to her and bring her a gift since, you know, COVID. So I have some time to read that I hadn't initially planned on this morning. So I'm going to continue with Candy Makers by Wendy Mass and see if I make some additional strides in there, because I really want to get done at least another quarter of the book, possibly more. So yeah, that's my plans, and I will catch up with you guys tonight. Bye. Okay, so just finished up part 2 of the Candy Makers. An interesting part about this book, it is told from the POV of the 4 kids that are in the candy making competition. So part 1 was told from Logan's point of view, who's the son of the candy maker. And then part 2 was told from Miles' point of view, another one of the kids in the contest. And at this point, I would say Miles is probably my favorite character. He's quite quirky, and I just love how he thinks. He thinks really differently. I've highlighted several of his quotes in here. Kind of has an obsession with the afterlife. He's the one that I thought has some kind of secret. I had hypothesized that either he had some kind of illness and was possibly dying, or that he had lost a sibling or something. Neither of those was correct, but he did have something that had happened to him. And I don't want to give away more than that. I'm really, really enjoying this book. I think it's really good. There's this mystery at play. You find out from Miles' point of view things about Logan that you did not know, because, you know, you're seeing it from Miles' point of view. And whenever you're seeing it from somebody else's point of view, then you can see things somewhat more objectively about the other person that the point of view had originally been from, if that makes sense. So, yeah, really liking this, and going to move on to part 3, which is told from Daisy's point of view, who is the only female in the candy making contest. And seems like an interesting character too, so I'm excited to see things from her perspective. So, yeah. All right, moving on to part 3. Okay, so it is about the end of Believathon Day 2. I just finished up part 3 of the Candy Makers, and I'm about 52% of the way through, according to Goodreads. The point of view for part 3 was Daisy, and gotta say, I was quite surprised to find out her story, her backstory. It's fun. Miles is still my favorite character, though. And part 3 definitely ended on a cliffhanger. I gotta say, each of these parts ends on a cliffhanger, and each part is going back to retell the same story, but from the each person's point of view, and each person's so different. So yeah, I'm loving this. I thought about this book all day and couldn't wait to get home to continue reading it. So probably not going to read much more tonight. It's almost 9:30 and it's about bedtime. Tomorrow, hopefully I can get another quarter of the way through, and that will then let me finish up on Thursday. So, all right. Believathon Day 2 end. Okay, so Believathon Day 3. It is just about bedtime. I only had a little bit of time to read today, but I did manage to get through 70% of the book. I know for sure I'm going to finish it tomorrow. So I just finished the part where it's Philip's POV. Philip is the one that I said was a douchebag in the beginning. Of course, he does have a backstory that makes him not as douchey, I guess. I would say he's my least favorite character, but I love these different POVs. I know I said it yesterday, but I'm saying it again today. You just gain so much whenever you hear things from everyone's perspective. You really end up grasping an entire picture, and it works out really well. So the story has just converged where I got all 4 of the characters' POVs now for the same time period, and so now all 4 are in the same place. And we're about to go back to Logan's POV. Logan was the one that started it, and it looks like Logan's POV is the one that will end the story as well. So I guess I'm definitely going to finish this tomorrow, and possibly be starting my next book. Oh, no, I shouldn't say possibly. I'm definitely going to be starting my next book tomorrow too. So tomorrow I will read the next portion of the Believathon prompts that Gav made up, and be able to give you my final thoughts on the Candy Makers. All right, that is all for today. Good night, folks. Believathon Day 4. All right, so I have officially finished The Candy Makers by Wendy Moss, and I really, really loved this book. I wound up actually truly liking and caring about all 4 of the main characters. The book itself has a really great message about friendship and not trusting what you see on the outside of a person to account for who they truly are and what they have been through in their life. So, loved that. I ended up giving that one 5 stars. So now, moving on to our next location. The options for the next location were the Yellow Brick Road, Baba Yaga's house, or the Wonder Falls. And I chose Baba Yaga's house. So that one reads, on your path, you hear voices and music. You follow the sounds until you reach a fence with skills atop it. And just beyond lies a house. You approach, but it stands. It's a house with chicken legs. In order to enter, you must read a book featuring a family relationship. Once completed, Baba Yaga invites you inside. She prepares you kvass before sending you on your way. Okay, so for this prompt, I have chosen The Girl Who Drinks the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. This has been on my TBR for a bit now, and really looking forward to reading it. The family relationship is an adoptive relationship between a girl and the woman who rescues her, I guess. I'll find out more once I start reading. So my plan is to start reading this once I get back. I have to go do a little bit of running around. I need to go pick up a last gift for my daughter's birthday, which is on this coming Sunday. And I need to stop at the grocery store real quick. So when I get back from doing that, I am going to delve into this book. Okay, so I am a quarter of the way through The Girl Who Drank the Moon. While I'm reading this, I'm reminded of so many other things. A group called the Protectorate, which reminds me very much of President Snow from the Hunger Games. For some reason, there's like the one head one, very Snow-like. Then, so this is interesting. Okay, try and explain this. So this town is led to believe by this protectorate group that there is a witch who they have to sacrifice the youngest child in their village to every year in order for that witch to leave the town safe. Okay. Within the first two chapters, I think it's within the first two chapters, we find out that there is no witch. The protectorate is making this witch up in order to maintain a sense of control over the citizens that live in this area. So in reality, what they're doing is taking this baby and leaving it every year, and they're assuming that the animals essentially eat the baby. So the citizens believe there's a witch. The protectorate knows there's not a witch. Well, in reality, there is a witch. It's not a bad witch. It's a good witch. Her name is Zan. And she doesn't understand why these babies are being sacrificed every year. But what she does is, on the day of the sacrifice, she goes, she collects the baby, and then she takes them to the free city, and she finds a family for them to live with. While she's traveling with them, because it's several days journey, she is able to call down the stars, and she feeds the babies starlight, which is very good for them, makes them very healthy, makes them special, and they're like very beloved. Well, one year she goes and she gets a girl that she ends up naming Luna, and she accidentally feeds the girl Moonlight instead of Starlight. And whenever you feed a baby Moonlight, it magics them. So she ended up feeding this baby a lot of Moonlight. And so the baby's in magic, and she ultimately decides that instead of finding a family to adopt the baby, she's going to keep the baby and train her up in her magic. There are a bunch of other characters. I mean, it's a very fantastical book. A swamp monster named Glurk, who recites poetry all the time. There is a baby dragon. Well, some baby dragon. the dragon's like 500 years old, but he's a very small dragon. And he lives with the swamp monster. The swamp monster, Glurk, and Zan the witch are very close. There's also another character named Antane, who is the nephew of one of the protectorate, and Antane is the character that knows something's wrong and wants to be able to fix it. He wants things to be right. He has a great unease about the way things are, even though he's not even fully aware of everything at this point. He just knows that things feel wrong, and he wants them to change. Okay, so there's a group called the Sisters of the Star, and this group reminds me of like the Septas from Game of Thrones. This book also gives me the same kind of feels that The Village did, the movie The Village. So yeah, it's really interesting. There's definitely a lot going on. It is like an intricate book. As far as the little girl named Luna, she has all this magic in her. Like every year her magic grows and grows and grows and grows. And then it goes out of her control, but she's only 5 and it's like impossible to teach her how to use it at this point. So, Zan the witch is trying to find a way to contain it. But I kind of expected Luna to be a bigger part of the story, but so far she's not. I wouldn't call her like the main character. I thought she was going to be the main character. There's a bunch of main characters at this point. That's where I'm at right now. I'm planning on hopefully getting done another quarter, which will put me 50% of the way through this book today. And so I will check back in at the end of the night. Okay, so today is Believathon day 5, very start of the day. I did not get to read any more of The Girl Who Drank the Moon last night because I wound up spending some time with my daughter. She really has been wanting to watch The Simpsons lately, and she wasn't allowed to watch it before, but we decided that she turns 11 on Sunday, and we think that she's old enough now. But the deal is that she is not allowed to repeat or do anything that she sees on there. If she does, then she's not going to be allowed to watch it anymore. So we watched the first 5 episodes from season 1 last night together. I've already done my Bible reading for today. I have stuff I need to read. I have another chapter I need to read from Praying Your Scriptures for Your Children, and then to write out some of those prayers for Cassidy. And then I would like to get through at least 8 to 10 chapters in Breaking Free by Beth Moore. So can't start on Believathon stuff until that's done. I also have to leave to go pick up Cassidy's stuff from school because today is the official last day of school for us. We made it through all of the COVID distance learning very successfully. So we need to pick up everything that had been left in the classroom. So that I'm going to go do at 9 o'clock, and then I have to go back again at 10 or 11 to pick up their 4th grade send-off gifts because this was her graduation year from elementary school. Of course, none of that stuff got to happen. Some other stuff I need to do today outside of reading is I really need to clean out my linen closet and my clean off my dining room table, which is just full of like mail and a bunch of other crap. So I would like to do that, and then in between all of that stuff, hopefully I will get to read more of The Girl Who Drank the Moon. So that is the plan for today. I'd love to be able to finish The Girl Who Drank the Moon, but that might be too lofty of a goal. If I don't finish it today, for sure I will finish it tomorrow. So, all right, moving into the day. Oh, okay, so it is 4 o'clock, and I just woke up from a nap. I just could not keep my eyes open any longer. The last couple days I've been really, really tired. But that's just life, I guess. I've been having problems with my vitamin D, and so I'm on massive amounts of vitamin D right now, like 50,000 units. And I'm just, lately I've felt like it's not getting any better. So yeah, sometimes you just got to take a nap, and that's what I did. So prior to that, though, I get done a lot of what had been on my list, including reading another 25% of The Girl Who Drank the Moon. So I'm officially 50% into that now. It is good. The characters are getting older. This book really covers a long stretch of time. So Luna is now 11. No, Luna's 12 now. Antane is now an adult, and he's married. And we are at a point where Luna's magic, it's there. It's bubbling up under the surface, and when she turns 13, her magic's going to come out. And I think Zan is going to die. She's been sleeping longer and longer, and I believe that when Luna turns 13, Zan is going to die at that time. Antane is ready to make the change. He informed the protectorate that the witch is real. They were shocked because, like I said, they thought they had just made up the witch and that it was wild animals that were coming in and taking the babies. So, and the last chapter I read is where Antane decides that he needs to make a change, and he has personal reasons for that. So, that's where I'm at. Hoping to get at least another 25% done tonight. Maybe more. We'll see. Maybe I can finish it. I can be hopeful. But yeah, that's all for now. I will check in again before bed. Okay, so today is Believathon day 6. I did finish The Girl Who Drank the Moon last night. It was late whenever I got done and I just didn't feel like taping. So I absolutely loved this book. I don't think I felt that way initially. There was a lot going on. So many main characters. I had expected one thing. It wasn't quite that way. What I can tell you is by page 200, I was sucked in. All of the characters came to life. Luna became a much more prevalent part of the story. And it was just beautiful. There was definitely what I felt to be some Christian undertones in this book. Again, didn't expect it, but not angry about it either. So I did want to read to you guys my favorite quote from this book. I just think it's beautiful. But Luna's favorite books were the ones about astronomy, the moon especially. She loved the moon so much she wanted to wrap her arms around it and sing to it. She wanted to gather every morsel of moonlight into a great bowl and drink it dry. Isn't that beautiful? So that is a really good representation of the writing that's in this book. So yeah, super, super happy. Absolutely loved it. Okay, so it is about 11:30. One of my daughter's best friends is coming over to spend the night to celebrate her birthday. So I don't anticipate seeing them much today because I have a feeling they're going to spend most of the day up in Cassidy's gaming room or watching movies and stuff like that. So I'm going to have a lot of time to read. I'm going to finish Breaking Free by Beth Moore and then move into my Believathon reading. So today we're going to start my third book. So I was at Baba Yaga's house, and my next options are 100 Acre Wood, The Deep Woods, or The Mermaid's Lagoon. And I have chosen the 100 Acre Wood. So here is the prompt for that day. As you're walking, you come across a battered book that has been abandoned in the middle of the path. Wary, you approach, only to be pulled inside where you find yourself in the 100 Acre Wood. However, it's completely abandoned. In order to restore 100 Acre Wood, you must read a book with yellow on the cover. Once completed, the characters are restored and you are returned to the world outside the book. Which locations you want to travel to next? Okay, I'm going to hold on to those. So the book that we're going to be reading is The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. As you can see, very yellow cover. I had read the first chapter of this whenever I was in Barnes & Noble before I decided to buy it, and it very much has Nevermore kind of vibes, Harry Potter kind of vibes. You know, it's like this boy is going to take a test to try and get into what's called the Mysterious Benedict Society. And that is what I know about it, other than the fact that there are several books in the series, 3, 4, 5, at least 5, I think possibly more than that at this point. So this is what we're going to get into today, and hoping that I can get quite a bit of the way through it. This is definitely the longest of all the books that I have to read. It is 400, let's see. It's 485 pages and the writing is pretty small. So this one's probably going to take me a little longer to read, I would think, but because I'm not really going to have much time to read tomorrow at all, because tomorrow is Cassidy's actual birthday and we're going to spend the whole day celebrating. So, all right, that's it. I will check in with you guys later and see what we think about the Mysterious Benedict Society so far. It is an absolutely beautiful day, so I am reading outside. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I've spent most of my day out here on my porch because it's absolutely beautiful. Been reading The Mysterious Benedict Society, I'm about a little bit more than a quarter of the way through. Starts out with kids taking this really weird, odd test and having to kind of like pass different challenges. They're very out of the ordinary. So it ultimately comes down to there's 4 kids that end up being in a group and are a team, and they enter into the Mysterious Benedict Society, which is the name that they give each other. And they are going on a mission to solve there's like this thing going on called the Great Emergency, where there's secret messages being delivered by this group and subliminally, and these kids are going to infiltrate in order to put a stop to that, because they believe that it's these messages that are adding into the Great Emergency. Kind of reminds me of things going on now. So the book is good. It's been a good day so far. Got to play some Guitar Hero with my daughter's friend who's spending the night. And then we had some Red Robin for dinner and Dairy Queen for dessert. And yeah, I'm gonna spend the rest of the night reading, maybe play some more Guitar Hero, but that's it for today. I'm not gonna check in anymore. So yeah, all right, check in again tomorrow.